So listen, skeptical is normal. I get it. I am 11 years into this. I will answer every single question at the end. I'm just going to ask you to give me about 15 minutes. This isn't even going to be long. It's just going to bridge the gap between the information and how we actually connect on social media and what we do to bring customers into our world. Okay? And how do we do it without is there anyone on this call that's like, I want to make money, but I don't want to be salesy? Like, who wants to make money, but they don't want to be salesy? So the challenge is that we say that to ourselves, right? We're like, hold on, Lauren's got to manage the. I'm squirreling. I see too many things. Let me get this presentation.
Close it. I got you.
Let me get this in because there's way too
Close your sidebar.
Okay, guys, so listen, I get skepticism. It's normal. I was there too. It took me 2 months before I said yes. So that is normal. And right now, the internet is really, really loud. There are a lot of opportunities, and a lot of them are very, very real. Very few of them have a human interaction component. And that's really what I want to share tonight is that you can connect virtually and you can build relationships and you can create best friends and you can create incredible businesses. So we're going to show you how to make $1,000 in the next 7 to 10 days. We're going to show you 4 simple steps anyone can follow. If you are a man or a woman, we are here for you. It doesn't matter, right? You might typically hear me talk about women as a mom of 3. I can relate to what it's like to have kids at home and build a business. But I absolutely help, have men and have providers. So this does take about 10 to 15 hours total a week. It is work. It is work. You don't need any experience. I prefer that you don't. In fact, if you have ever met me before, just pretend like you haven't tonight. Just pretend like you haven't. Just like clean slate, okay? Brand new stuff. We're going to show you how to find your 10 people. We're going to show you where the money is, and we're going to show you 4 simple steps that you can literally do in 60 minutes. You can even do this in 15 minutes. That is how we have set this up for you. Holy moly, is there a lot of squirrels on my page. Okay, so here's what's happening. A small group of us are locking arms this week, and we just want to help 10 people make their first 1,000. We're not here to go viral. We're not here to save the world. We can't. We're not here to do all the things. We just found a really, really simple system that actually makes sense for some of us have jobs, some of us have kids, some of us are really busy, and we really need things to happen in the cracks of our day. So quick disclaimer, real talk, this works. I've been here for 11 years. You're gonna see some income claims. They might blow your mind. It was not magic. You might be looking at the top of the iceberg. There was a lot of things that had to happen. The results that I've had and that others are going to share with you tonight, they came from doing the work. There are no guarantees. This is a very simple system. And when you follow it, it will create real results for you. If you show up and if you move, you will see the progress. If you do not, you won't. Okay, this is not get rich quick, but this is absolutely create a simple system to make money. So before we get into anything, I just want you to understand something. This is not a training. This is not a course. This is not any information. This is going to feel really different because it is really different. So when I was 17, I worked at Applebee's, and my job was really simple. I opened the front door, I smiled, and I greeted people before they ever sat down, before they ever spent a dime with the restaurant. And I didn't realize it at the time that I wasn't just opening the door, but I was actually setting the tone for their entire experience throughout that evening. So the customer experience doesn't really get talked about. And you can look at this image and you can almost feel it. Her energy is inviting. She says, I see you. I'm glad you're here. You matter before you even spend $1. That's really important right now. So that carried into my entire career. I've been in retail and sales my whole life. And I just kind of took those skills and I brought them online. And I learned something that most people skip right over. And that's that people don't buy links. They buy because of how they feel when you interact with them and they interact with you. So I want you to picture this. Someone walks through your door, which for this conversation is a post, a message, your profile, or your DM. How do they feel? How do they feel when they go to your profile? How do they feel when they go to you, when they ask you a question? Do they feel welcomed? Do they feel acknowledged, or do they feel like they matter? Or do they feel ignored, rushed? They're just another number. You're just going through the motions. The sale actually starts at their first impression of you. It's kind of wild. The experience starts with the invitation. The way you open up the conversation, the slight smile before words are ever even spoken, eye contact, yes, this matters, especially on a Zoom or in a video. Your eye in the camera is a big indicator if they can trust you, also if you're being honest. And body language that says, hey, you're welcome here. I want to support you. I want to help you. I want to show you how to make extra income. And most people skip it. They go straight to the link, they go straight to the pitch, and there's the here's how to join, but they don't ever open the door. And then you've got it's not working, it's a scam, all of this silly little stuff that you hear online, when really it's because they came out of the gate like Mike Tyson and didn't actually get to know their opponent before going into the ring. The money isn't made in the link. The money is made in the moment that someone feels seen. They get me. They understand I'm frustrated. They understand there's a million options online and they're offering help before I pay them something. That matters now more than ever. So the question isn't what are you selling or what am I selling? You might be here thinking, well, I get it, but what are you selling? That's not what we're asking. What are you feeling? What does it feel like when you walk into my store? What does it feel like when I walk into your store? Your social media, if you are in business, is a store front. Now, there are no shortages of people online. And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't matter what platform you pick. I personally can speak to Facebook and TikTok, not so much to the others, although I've dabbled in all of them. I have built a business for 11 years on Facebook and 5 years on TikTok. And this is what we are walking into. This is what the world is doing. We are a QVC from your phone enterprise, and everyone is selling. So if you're in a mall and you've got a store, how do you stand out? You don't stand out. You actually offer the most incredible customer service so that word of mouth referral gets around. If you're a store and you completely ignore your customers, you send them straight to a link without ever getting to know them or their situation, they are a number in line. There is no connection. Other stores, you acknowledge them. Hey, how are you? You make them feel seen. You look them in the eye. You actually help. Guess which store is actually going to make the money? So right now, most people online are completely skipping the front door. They're dropping links. They're using copy-paste messages and scripts. They're trying to scale their business before they even know how to talk to people. And it feels off. Honestly, it feels really gross. This is not a funnel. This is not even a complicated system. These are steps for you to bridge to a human connection using the internet, because that's what actually creates customers. So this is where everything becomes super simple, because we only do 4 things. Number 1 is we start conversations. We open the door. We acknowledge the person. We make them feel seen. We guide them to a solution. We don't shove a link down their throat, and we support them after. This is where trust is built. That's it. Now, I've been doing this for 11 years on Facebook, about 4 to 5 on TikTok. And right in front of some of you will learn, all of it is public. I've had $10,000 month, $16,000 month, $64,000 month was my highest public month. And yes, they were all using a different vehicle. So I was a retail store manager. I barely graduated high school with a 3.0. I didn't go to college. I went to college for a year. I wanted to go straight into making money. And I went into retail management. I was lucky to just be a bossy person, and I got into management. And I learned how to tell my story. What I want you to see here, yes, income obviously is proof. People just like to see it. But at the end of the day, the income, because I told a story. I paid my truck off early with videos. People happen to like that story. 12,000 since June 16th. These images are actually kind of flipped because the one that says I'm 7 days in and then the 12,000, that's actually about 13 days in. But you see how it went from 19,000 to 35,000 because they followed my journey. I didn't care if they bought or not, but they believed me because they followed my journey. Because all I did is said, hey, I'm day one and I'm doing this thing, and day two and day three and so on. What's really cool is over the last 11 years, I have met incredible people and built beautiful relationships. And I get the pleasure of helping women like Amy, who's got 5 leads from one post so far. $10,000 in 18 days, another 4-figure day. Post your story. Vondi lives about 45 miles from me. She comes to my house once a week. She's a full-time driver with no internet access, driving patients around, and had a $300 day. Sherry had 2 sales while she was at a cardiology appointment. Jason made over $3,000 in a week. That's Nicole and her husband made over $1,000 in a day. And this is literally just a screenshot right here that we are averaging around 4 customers per day with a super simple system. And what's really cool is we're doing the work anyway, so why not get rewarded? So last year I got to go to Punta Cana. It was adults only, praise God. I didn't have to bring my kids and I didn't have to tell them they couldn't come because it was adults only. And I didn't pay a dime. I didn't pay for the flight. I didn't pay for taxes. I didn't pay anything. I had 4 days. This is my best friend and her husband in the middle. We went there together, literally waiting for my flight right here. I'm kind of a loner, stuck to myself for the most time. This is literally my backyard. This is not a shared pool. This is my backyard pool. It was an incredible experience for doing the work that I was already doing anyway, which is sharing what's possible for other people. Every single one of these people on a screen are all met in my DMs. This is Lauren, who's on the call with me, who is now my business partner. She started as an incubator one-on-one client. These are all friends. This is my other best friend, Shanessa, lives in Salt Lake City. These are all people that I met in my DMs. This is Chris, met her in my DM. She comes to Arizona about once a year. This is me speaking in front of a room, showing people that I've done this for 11 years with Facebook. And Jody lives in Los Angeles and was uncomfortable with giving me the amount of money that we were talking about. And so I flew to LA to show him I am a real human being before we talked about getting into business together. So what I think people are really craving right now is they actually want to be seen, and they actually want to be helped, and they want to have something that feels really simple. So if you're sitting here thinking, I can do that, good, because you can. The only question is, are you going to stay where you've been, or are you ready to actually move? So I want to introduce you to Lauren. I couldn't even imagine the incredible results that she got from this, but she came into our community the same way you're coming in right now. She was a very active participant within our community. I made an offer to work one-on-one together. She said yes right away, and so we went to work. And I'm going to have her share her story, but what went from learning how to build a little cute business to replace her job turned into her creating an entire brand. And this right here is, she's literally downtown New York right here. This is her billboard for her book, and she's a best-selling author. So Lauren, you've got controls, babe. So if you want to unpin me and share your testimonial.
Yeah, so I found Jen through another friend who saw me posting on Facebook and was like, can I please give you some suggestions on how to do this better? And I was like, yes. And she was like, talk to Jen. So I met Jen. I started doing the work, the same 60-minute system. We called it something else at the time, but the same 60 minutes, the same 4 things every day. And I did pretty well. And then I said, you know what? Teaching people to make money isn't my number one passion. So I want to build my own brand, my own system, my own whole business. And Jen supported me on that. And I built it using these same 60 minutes, the same system. And yeah, I'm a best-selling author. I do a whole nother business I have a podcast, I have all the things. And it's because I just do the same 60 minutes every day. And, sometimes I have extra work, so I do my 60 minutes and then I do another 60 minutes. But it ultimately it is the same 60 minutes every day, whether you're bringing in $25 a day or you're bringing in $2,500 a day. Uh, it compounds and it's boring, and it should be. Like the shiny object, squirrely program of the month that everyone's yelling out online gives you the dopamine, but the same boring 60 minutes a day gives you the money. So I am so thankful for what I learned from Jen, that, I was able to, because I said, this doesn't just work selling, make money online, or, the what we're doing. It worked for me to build an entire national brand. So, I just encourage you to commit to 30, 60 days of doing the same boring 4 steps, 60 minutes every day, and see what'll happen, because I think you'll be amazed.
Thank you, Del. All right, we'll go back to the presentation. Move all this stuff out of my way. Okay, so we don't actually need more people posting. We could use less of people posting, but what we do need is more people knowing how to open the door. So what is the 60-minute income system? It is a simple 4-step system to turn conversations into customers. We give you the exact messages that we use so you never have to guess what to say. There's a 60-minute daily plan. Again, you can break that up into 2 30 minutes or 4 15 minutes. It doesn't matter as long as you get the task done. It's how to start conversations without feeling awkward. It's how to guide people naturally. You're not pushing, you're guiding with questioning. It's working with or without showing your face, and it's built for beginners. Anyone who's tired of overcomplicating this. Now, the 60-minute income system, we literally built with me going behind myself. Like, how did I make this money? And this is what I did for 60 minutes a day for forever. This will be $7. Right now it's free. If you don't have this yet, just get with the person who invited you and say, hey, can I get the free thing? It's a 60-minute income system. This is the system. Okay, there's no charge for this at the time of this recording, which is April 10th. Then we have the activator. Okay, the system is the engine. The activator is what puts it into motion. This is if you do not have a business or an offer or something to sell. Okay, the system is in motion. We give you daily direction so you always know what to do next. You're gonna get real-time support. We have a community that's already 200 people growing every single day. I have team members in there that have been with me for years that want to help you succeed. You are going to get a response. You're gonna get simple steps to apply daily, not save it for later, and you are definitely not going to watch any courses. This is a place where people are moving. They are not just watching. You're gonna see momentum and consistency and actual customer creation literally starting from tonight. So the 60-minute system shows you what to do, and the activator is where you actually do it. This is where the system starts moving. You have the 60-minute system, which is a PDF download, which literally walks you through step by step what to do. You have access to the internet and a phone. That's where the people are. And you have 60 minutes. We show you exactly what to do. Now, this is simple math. One sale is $22.50. And you make one a day. You're at $675 a month. You get to 2 a day, you're at $13.50 a month. This is life-changing money for families right now because it's not complicated. It's really simple. And you've got families door dashing right now and Ubering right now and looking for all kinds of side gigs to make this, and they've got to leave their homes again and fill up their gas tanks and do all kinds of complicated tasks outside of their home when they can actually take 60 minutes and their phone and make an extra $1,000 pretty simply. So let me show you how simple this actually is, because you don't need hundreds of people and you don't need to go viral and you don't even need a huge audience. But if you bring in 2 to 3 people a week even, and they follow the system, that's how this builds over time. And that's momentum, not from one big push or one big movement, but from simple, repeatable actions. And yes, it's 25 a month, not because it's complicated, because when people put something on the line, they actually show up and do something. And that's what we want. So this is not a long-term commitment. This is you get in and you get moving and you get your first results. Our goal for you is $1,000 because then you can add another system. Once you can create customers, you can sell anything online. Network marketing, affiliate marketing, digital products, direct sales, product-based businesses, high ticket or low ticket, the same skill applies. I've personally done every single one of these. And your income is no longer tied to one company anymore. So here's just a few little proofs of how I've taken the 60 minutes to I am a best-selling author. I had $20,000 in my very first month online. This is an award from Isogenics, a company I was with. This is an award I'm with now, or a company that I'm with now. And it didn't matter that I changed companies because the system never changed. So the system is the most important thing. And most people will stop there. They'll watch it and they'll understand it. That looks great. And then they'll go back to overthinking. So let me answer one question. I get two questions. I've had two questions for 11 years. What do I post and what do I say? You say the truth. People like my stories. I'm honest. I'm a mom. They can relate to mom stuff. People like that. They're like, oh, she's just a normal mom doing normal stuff. You're going to post what you're going through, real life stuff, what you're figuring out, real life stuff, what's working, and include what's not working and what you're deciding for the love of God. Give people permission to decide by telling them what you've decided. Laura and I have decided we want to help people make $1,000. We want to show people it's real. Once it's real, you get to determine how high you want to take that $1,000. But let us show you how to make your first 1,000 or your next 1,000 by telling your own stories online and making it make sense. So if you're still here and this makes sense, do not go back and overthink. You do not need an answer. You need to start. You need to jump inside. You were likely invited here by someone that we are currently partnered with. So you're going to get with them and say, yeah, I want to activate my income. They're going to send you the link to get started. You're going to come into our ecosystem and you're going to get your first result. Some of you are going to get it within 24 hours. We do it all the time. Some of you might take a day or two. You've got jobs and life and kids, and I get it. We all do. We're here to help you get the result at a time that you can get the result. And if you don't take anything else away from this, your job is not to boast. Your job is to create a customer experience. So we're going to go through, I've got some live Q&A questions that I've printed up for like the most common questions. We're going to go through those next.